Okay. So dear learners, uh, today we will discuss about Unit 9 and Unit 10. Unit 9 is about children with behavioral difficulties. You know, a teacher must be very careful while handle the child with a special need. Why? Now the child with a special need, we have discussed in the previous class that they are living with certain difficulties. That doesn't mean they are showing the negative behavior or they are showing the different attitude. So they are doing this only due to certain difficulties they are facing or they are facing in their day-to-day life. Okay. Happy and carefree, free of all those conflicts and anxiety, makes a child joyful. If we will take care of a child, if we will look after the child's need and render certain assistance, therefore the child can feel pleasure. Another thing is, conflict and anxiety is the common nature of every individual and every child. We, as an adult also, we live with certain conflicts, certain anxiety, certain problems. Similarly, the child faces number of difficulties and problems. For example, suppose a child wants to touch the fire. If we take him away, what does the child do? Starts cry. Because at that time, its wanting could not fulfill as we take out. So that its desire, its interest should be fulfilled. We should be careful. When mother remains busy, but child wants to have certain assistance from mother. During that time also the child cries due to facing problem, difficulties, because he wants the support. But the mother cannot able to give the support. Therefore, mother is too busy and mother is not careful for the child. So always it should not be done. So just I am telling you a situation which is in your study material in the page number 57. You see your page number 57. Have you the study material? समस्त पाखे स्टडी मटेरियल रखिछ कि
अच्छी सर किंतु मोर हिंदी सेटारे से पेज नंबर रे नाही
57 अच्छा देखिलो ए यूनिट 9 टा देखो यूनिट 9 जोड थिबो सेट तम देखि परिबो यूनिट 9 रो सेकंड पेज देखो 9.2.1 who are the children with the behavior difficulties? Who are the children with the behavior difficulties? Manju is 4 years old and she attends a Balwadi, Anganwadi. In our Odisha, in other states, the same sort of institution is known as Balwadi. So Manju is 4 years old, the child of 4 years, attend the Balwadi. The teacher has noticed that Manju does not mix much with the children. Manju doesn't mix with the children, her friends. The Sangamana se the mixi paruni. She does an activity only when a teacher asks her to, otherwise she just watches other children. When teacher asks to do any activity, then she do means write or do. Otherwise, sits silently and watch other friends. She smiles very rarely. The child, Manju, smiles very rarely. Kochit hase. She has a peculiar habit. When she is sitting close to other children, she pinches them hard. ଅନ୍ୟ ପିଲା ପାଖେ ବସିଲେ କ'ଣ କରେ? Pinches them hard means what? Pinch means ଆରେ ପିଲାମାନେ ପାଖରେ ବସିଲେ ବଡ଼ ଗୋଟେ ଗୋଟେ ଦୁଷ୍ଟ ପିଲା ଥାନ୍ତି କ'ଣ କରନ୍ତି? ତାକୁ
ଚିମୁଟି
ଚିମୁଡ଼ି ଦେବେ
ଦିଅନ୍ତି
ଜୋରେ।
ସାର୍।
ଆଁ
ଚିମଟି ଦିଅନ୍ତି।
ଭେରି
ହଁ
ଗୁଡ୍, ପିଞ୍ଚ୍
ଚିମୁଟନ୍ତି।
ହାର୍ଡ. Similarly, Manju pinches them hard, means the friends. She normally does it when the teacher is not watching. ଏହା କେତେବେଳେ କରେ ନା ଯେତେବେଳେ ଶିକ୍ଷକ ଅନ୍ୟମନସ୍କ ଥିବେ ଦେଖିନଥିବେ ସେ ଚୁପ୍ କିନା ତା ପାଖ ପିଲାକୁ ଚିମୁଡ଼ି ଦେଇଥିବେ। On account of this, other children keep away from her saying, don't sit near Manju. ଅନ୍ୟ ପିଲାମାନେ ପାଖରେ ବସନ୍ତିନି, and also advise other friends, don't sit with Manju because she will pinch you. So quite often other children hit her in return. ଜଣକୁ ଚୁମୁଟିଲା ସେ ଅନ୍ୟ ପିଲା କ'ଣ କରିବ? ଗୋଟେ ଚଟକଣି ଦବ and complain to the teacher about her habit. So this is all about Manju's habit. Okay, so this is a child with behavioral difficulties. Our question was, who are the children with the behavioral difficulties? Whether here Manju is the child with the behavioral difficulties or not.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Manju is a child who has behavioral difficulties. Okay, understood what is behavioral difficulties? So when we talk about behavioral difficulties, two reasons are come to our mind. What are they? The behavior has a negative effect on the children's development and adjustment. So if this behavior will be continued up to Manju, so no children will become her friend. So always she will maintain lonely life. No children can help her. ନା ତାକୁ ସାହାଯ୍ୟ କରିବେ ଅନ୍ୟ ପିଲାମାନେ?
ନା
ସାହାଯ୍ୟ
ସାର୍।
କରିବେ କି? କରିବେନି. So other children cannot help her. So it has a negative effect on the child's development and also adjustment. So no place anywhere the child cannot adjust. The child faces difficulties in gradual development is absence with the child. Second problem is it interferes with other people's rights. Suppose another child is sitting silently and listening to the teacher and doing her or his activity. When Manju pinches, automatically the normal child becomes disturbed. When she or he will give another two pinch, automatically this child was a difficulty, behavioral difficulties, and it will be raised. So these are the different regions and problems of the children who has behavioral difficulty. Next, we should discuss what are the general causes of behavioral difficulties. Whether there are any reason or cause on background of it or not. Can we say there is a certain reason? Yes. Due to certain reason, the child shows what behavioral difficulties. What child, the child shows this type of behavior due to a number of causes and reasons. Out of those reasons, one is developmental changes. Developmental changes. 1 minute, 1 minute. Okay. So, one cause is developmental changes. Developmental changes. Suchismita, what about others? Now you are only one.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. What about others? Where have they gone?
Left ହେଇଗଲେ ବୋଧେ।
Okay, 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 no problem. Let us continue. So, developmental
Yes.
change is a cause. Developmental change is a cause for behavioral difficulties of a child. What is developmental cause? What is developmental cause? Hanupriya, how developmental cause is responsible? Sorry, developmental change is responsible for behavioral difficulties of the children. How? Yes.
স্যার মানে কি কই
So listen. We know the children are developing in different stages like infancy, childhood. Childhood is also two stages: early childhood, later stage childhood, then adolescence, early adolescence, later adolescence, then adulthood. Okay? When the, when the child develops, grows from infancy to early childhood to later childhood to adolescence, so number of changes occur physically, emotionally, cognitively, mentally, morally, in language, in every aspect, changes are going on. Clear? So when it goes due to external factor, brain may damage. Certain times brain may damage. Or automatically when the brain becomes damaged, automatically it affects your behavior. Brain is very soft element. So when it become damaged, automatically it will affect your behavior. Okay. Similarly, another important factor is environmental factor. Environmental factor means what? In which environment the child lives. In which environment the child does day-to-day activities, like the family setting. The family setting means, who can say? The atmosphere of the family. Take an example. The family in which the child lives, if the family is educated and caring, so always the child get the benefits, optimum opportunities. Yes or no? Yes or no? But if the family is uneducated with ignorance, no knowledge and no positive attitude to think about others, to listen others, advise also, so that also cause another very difficulties. That also cause worries and tensions of the children. And second one is child care and education centers. The child lives in a family and any child care centers, because today in this modern society maximum couples are job holders. Leaving the child in a child care center, both father and mother goes to where? To earn money, to have a flat, to purchase land. But what result is there? There is negligence of their children. So, in this context, Child care and education center plays a very important role. If the caretaker cannot takes care of the child effectively, properly, or the center cannot render the right or appropriate assistance to the child, ଯଦି ପିଲାଟିର ଦାୟିତ୍ୱ କେହି ଠିକ୍ ଠାକ୍ ନେବେନି, either child care বা center workers ନେବେନି, then what happens to the child? Obviously the child becomes emotionally disturbed, mentally disturbed. When stress and strain rose in the mind, automatically the child will become behavioral disorder. So their behavior will be antisocial, negative. They cannot think about the positive context. Third is the community. Community means what? Under environment, third one is community. Community means the society where the child lives. Whether the community is suitable for the child, may not be suitable for the child. There are certain societies, you know. In most of the society or community, number of restrictions are there. Yes or no? ଅନେକ ଅଛି କମ୍ୟୁନିଟି, ସେ ପିଲାମାନଙ୍କର ସ୍ୱାଧୀନତାକୁ ଜମା ପ୍ରଶ୍ରୟ ଦିଅନ୍ତି ନାହିଁ। ଅନୁଭବ ତମମାନଙ୍କର ଅଛି ନା ନାହିଁ? ନା ନାହିଁ?
ଅଛି sir.
Yes. So suppose the girl child or boy child will be debarred from their interest areas, they will be restricted, so automatically they have annoyed and show the different behavior. So behavioral disability also comes to them. Third reason is, first reason developmental changes, second reason environmental factor. Under environmental factor, family is one factor, child care center is one factor, community is another factor. These are the different reasons why the child shows what? Differently behavior due to behavioral disorder or behavioral difficulties. Now, think about types of behavioral difficulties. Whether the behavioral difficulties have different types like temper tantrum. One type is temper tantrum. The behavioral difficulties, first type is temper tantrum. What do you mean by temper tantrum? कार किसी आइडिया अच्छी की अनुभूति अच्छी कही परिबो?
नहीं सर। 1 2 3 4 5
देखिबो किछि पिला अछंती जदि सिंपल ता बहिटा को तुम छड़े दबो, खेलने छड़े आनिबो, सी एते जोरे रागी जिबे कांदिबे, you cannot tolerate it. You will become frightened. Not only cry, but also throw everything where available surrounding with the child. जहाँ थबो पाकरे सब हाथे धरी फोपाड़ी देबे, ऊपर को भी फोपाड़ी देबे, से भाबिए ने कि खंडिया खापरा है जो कौन असुविधा है जो, nothing will be thought. Without application of mind, they can act as they want, and they can cry in a so loud voice that will make you threatened or frightened. So such type of children are known as, such type of behavior is known as temper tantrum. Temper tantrum. So parents and the teachers give the child very emotional behavior, tender behavior, and don't angry with the children. They have to handle carefully. Otherwise, that nature will be increased day by day. Day by day, that nature will be increased. Okay. it is very harmful to the life. It leads to the what type of disease? When this type of behavior shown by the child, what type of disease may develop? What type of disease may develop? ନା କିଛି ରୋଗ ହବନି ଏଇଭଳି ବ୍ୟବହାର ପିଲାର ହେଲେ? ପିଲାର ଯଦି ଏଇ ବ୍ୟବହାର ରହିଲା, ଏଇ ଡିଫିକଲ୍ଟିଜ, କାନ୍ଦିବ, ଫୋପାଡ଼ିବ, ମାନେ ଅନକଣ୍ଟ୍ରୋଲ, ତାହେଲେ କିଛି ସମସ୍ୟା ହବ ନା ହବନି ପିଲାର? କଣ ତମମାନଙ୍କର ମତ କୁହ?
ହବ ସାର୍।
ହବ। ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଆମେ କଣ କରିବା? as a teacher, as a care teacher, then our duty is very important, because therefore we are taking the training undertaken with this course like ECC, Early Childhood Care and Education, Diploma in Early Childhood Care and Education. ଆମେ ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ କରୁଛେ। ଆମେ ତ କିଛି ନହେଲେ ଆମ ନିଜ ପିଲାର ଦାୟିତ୍ୱ ନେଇପାରିବା ନା। ଆମେ ଯେଉଁ ବ୍ୟବହାର ଦେଖାଉଛେ, ପିଲା ଆଟିଚ୍ୟୁଡ୍ ନେଗେଟିଭ ହେଉଛି, interest कमी जाउची, so it will help us to behave our children, live with our children happily and smoothly. So what are the duty of us? The teacher should ignore him and let the other children take turns at the slide. मानकर गोटे पिला कम फोपाड़ी दउची, अन्य पिला मानकू साइड करियो, बुझेई दव एवं ताकू पोलाइटली हैंडल करिवो, पर्सनल काउंसलिंग करिवो। इन द इमीडिएट स्पॉट रे से पिला काउंसलिंग करिवोनी, किछि काम दबोनी। सिमिलरली when no one pays attention to him, you have to give attention to him. Even if father mother cannot attend, just I am giving to and so an example. So dear learners, I was a school teacher. Once upon a time I was a school teacher, and also I was also a CRCC. Do you know what is CRCC? CRCC कौन जानी चो? ना जानो? हैं? हेलो?
यस सर, स्कूल को विजिट।
कौन से? क्लस्टर रिसोर्स सेंटर कोऑर्डिनेटर।
आज्ञा।
निज क्लस्टर रे विभिन्न प्रोग्राम से ऑर्गेनाइज करंती, अंगनवाड़ी पिला मान को मध्य। थरे मु गोटे स्कूल विजिट रे जाईची, आमे कही ओडिया न बुझी पारिथवा लोक ए भितर नाही तो? आमे कही ओडिया न बुझी पारिथवा लोक अच्छे की?
नहीं सर।
हां सर, समस्त बुझी पारे।
ओके, सो मु दे स्कूल विजिट करिया को जाईची, प्रेयर जस्ट सरीची, मु ऑफिस रे बसची, साडू गोटे पिला कांदी कांदी आसुची। गेट को मु नजर करची, गेट रे ता मा ताको एमती धक्का दे की पेल दे की गेट रे छाड़ी की गेट को आउजे दे की पळेला स्कूल गेट को, एवं से गेट रु से पिलाटी कांदी 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 आसुची। से जो कंडीशन रे से छुआटी कांदी के आसुथिला, मते बहुत दुख लागिला। इमीडिएटली मु से हेडमास्टर को कहली, मु कहली अरे से छुआटी कोन कांदी दउची, ताको जिबेटी धर के आसी ऑफिस के धरि आसी। ताको ऑफिस के हेडमास्टर डाकंती, मु ताको एमती एमती कोळई नै आसला बेलकू से आहुर जोरे कांदिला। मु कहली कोन हला? अर्थात तार ए जो हातर पहुणी खसी जाईछि। वो प्रकार मा परवर्ती समय से छुआ सहित मेडिकल नहीं की गलु, ट्रीटमेंट कलु, पिला से पर कथा ले मु जानिली से कोन पैसा 2 टंका मागिछि। पैसा दवा परिवर्ते से मा ताकू तळे पकई की कुदी की ता हाथ को टाणी देछि, फल तार कोहुंटा खस जाईछि। ए कोन ए जगह खस जाईछि, ता पेन होछि। सेथिरे से मा ताकू बाड़ी बाड़ी पुणी आनी की गेट भीतर छाड़ी की जाईछि। यू सी हाउ द चाइल्ड विल ग्रो।
सर ता मां जानि नथिला की?
हैं? ना
ता
से
मां जानि नथिले की सर?
इमोशनली रागी छी हो, से मां इमोशनल रागी छी ना। So dear learners, so this type of parents are there. So we are the teacher, we should counsel them, convince them. That is my experience. Immediately with the headmaster, I took the child to the hospital. Hospital से कौनटा को पकेला डॉक्टर बैंडेज कला ताको हम डॉक्टर खाना धरि के आसिलु स्कूल रे रखिलु ता माँ बापा को डाकिलु तापर छाड़िलु कहिकिरी. So how we are behaving to our innocent children? It is very indecent. So dear learners, we should be careful while handling our children, and parents should be conscious. It is our duty to make the parents conscious. So those children are emotionally disturbed, behavioral disturbed, or facing behavioral difficulties. If we behave like this, what will happen to their life? It is very indecent. So observe carefully. That we have to observe the child carefully and find out the problem. Why the child behaves like this? बहुत पिला मिच्छ कहती हो ना नहीं बहुत पिला छोटे बड़े मिच्छ कहती बहुत पिला अन्य पिला बैग रु पेन टे चॉकटी नहीं आसंती. These are also behavioral disorders. These are also behavioral disorders. These are also behavioral disorders. Remember it. Okay. These are behavioral disorders. So that what should we do? Generally, we are giving punishment, but it is very indecent. It is not wise. Don't give punishment to your children. If you give punishment, that nature will increase, not decrease. Study says, observation says, विभिन्न गवेषणा कहे आम मानकर ऑब्जर्वेशन थिबो जो पिला चोरी करे ताको देता हम पनिशमेंट दा से चोरी कमी चोरीटा बढ़ी होता. पुलिस केते चोर को केते जो चोरी करंदी सब समाज रे पुलिस केथर से बांधे कहून बांधे जेल को निये पुराए रास्ता रे बांधे बांधे बाड़े बाड़े निये पुलिस लोक बांधी की गछरे बाड़ांती से चोर केबे ता प्रकृति बंद करछि मला पर्यंत. टेल मी.
ना
सर
चेंज आसे मोटे चेंज आसेनी. मनुष्य प्रकृति मले तुटे घुसुरी प्रकृति पंके लोटे. सिमिलरली once थरे गोटे स्वामी स्त्री रहउथांती गाँ रे स्त्री रोषे बास करे स्वामी जमबाड़ी काम करे स्वामी रो गोटे गोड़ टिके फाइलेरिया फाइलेरिया ता गोटा कोन होइतिबो फुली बेले बेले स्त्री रो तार तले पाटितुंड हंती से गोटा हुंचे गोइठा गोइठा पकई देबी स्त्री डरी जाए काने एडे बड़ गोड़ ए छोटिया गोड़रे माइले एते काटुची एडे बड़ गोड़रे जदी मारि दबो ताले आहुरी काटियो मु मरि जीवी तेनु स्त्री डर रे रहि जाए जा किछि चुप होई जाए किछि कहेनी. दिने सतकु सत कोन कला स्वामी गोटे हेई फाइलेरिया गोड़रे गोटे गोइठा पकई देला स्त्री कहला रे हे आर गोड़रे फाइलेरिया नथिया गोड़रे माइल तो बेसी जोर काटुची मु जो डरुथली एडे बड़ गोड़ मते बेसी काटियो ए तो पूरा हल्का मोटे काटुनी तेणु से दिन से फाइलेरिया गोड़ उठेला मारिदेवी सी आउ स्त्री मानिला नाही. Similarly, if we punish the child before others, either mentally or physically, if we scold, misbehave before other friends for his or fault, mistake or any fault, then there is no change of the child. So personal counseling is required. We invite the child personally, counsel, advise with affectionately behavior without punishment. So plan to work towards the goal in small steps. छोटो छोटो गोटे पिला मिछ कहूची ओवरनाइट ताकू सत्य आमे कर दवानी. So we have to have the patience and be careful, make it a small step, and gradually we try to convert the child's behavior not to tell lie but to tell truth. After the child's behavior, the friend circle where the child is living, the family members behavior, attitudes, everything is responsible. आमे स्कूल ले पिला कहया सत कहि पछे मले मरिबी सत मिछ कहिबा को किया डरिबी. पिला प्रेयर बोलला पिला सार मन को एकता सिखिला स्कूल किंतु घर को गला
सेरा उल्टा कहि देले सर
हैं ସତ କହିବାକୁ କିଆଁ ଡରିବି ନା କଣ? ସତ କହିବାକୁ କିଆଁ ଡରିବି? ସତ ସତ କହି ପଛେ ହଁ ସତ କହି ପଛେ ମଲେ ମରିବି। ଏଇଆ ତ?
ଆଜ୍ଞା।
ରାଇଟ ରାଇଟ।
ଆପଣ କହିଦେଇଥିଲେ ମିଛ
ସତ
କହି
କହି
ପଛେ ମଲେ
ପଛେ
ମରିବି।
ମରିବି। Good. Therefore, you are listening. I admit that you are listening. Lambodara, you are listening. Very good. So, to test you, I tell the opposite term. Use the opposite term. So, while the child learns good things in school, when go to home, at home the child learns ମିଛ କହିବାକୁ କିଆଁ ଡରିବି ମିଛ କହି ପଛେ ମଲେ ମରିବି. What result is there? ଗୋଟେ କଥା ଶିଖିଲା ବିଦ୍ୟାଳୟରେ ତାର ଅପୋଜିଟ କଥା ଯାଇକି ଘରେ ଶିଖିଲା. କଣ ଫଳ ମିଳିବ ପିଲାକୁ? କଣ ଫଳ ମିଳିବ? ସତ କହିବ ନା ମିଛ କହିବ?
ଅଧା ଅଧା ଏପଟୁ ଅଧା ସେପଟୁ ଅଧା।
ଆଚ୍ଛା ମୁଁ କାହିଁ କହିଲି ଏଟା ଜାଣିପାରିଲ ତ? ମୁଁ କାହିଁକି କଥା କହିଲି? ଆରେ ଆମେ ପିଲାଙ୍କୁ ଉପଦେଶ ଦେଲା ବେଳେ କହୁଛେ ପିଲା ମିଛ କହନି, ଝିଅ ମିଛ କହନି, ମିଛ କହିବା ମହାପାପ। କିନ୍ତୁ ଆମେ ଘରେ ଥିବା ପିଲା ବି ଆମ ପାଖରେ ଥିବେ। ମୁଁ 10ଟା ବେଳେ ଯିବାକୁ ଜଣେ ବନ୍ଧୁଙ୍କୁ କଥା ଦେଇଛି, ସେ 10:10 ହେଲାଣି ମତେ କହୁଛି ଆରେ କୋଉଠି ଅଛ? ମୁଁ ଯେ ତମ ପାଖାପାଖି ହେଇଗଲେଣି କିନ୍ତୁ ମୁଁ ଘରୁ ବାହାରିନି। ପିଲା କଣ ଶିଖିଲା ସେଠି?
ମିଛ ଶିଖିଲା।
Therefore, what we talk that should reflect with our behavior. ଆମେ ଯାହା କହୁଛେ ଆମ ବ୍ୟବହାରରେ ତାହା ପରିଲକ୍ଷିତ ହେବା ଦରକାର. We are telling our children smoking is injurious to health, but what we are doing? We are smoking before our children without hesitation. We are drinking. So what the child learn? The child learns how to smoke, how to drink, how to behave negatively, how to misbehave others. So as a guardian, as a teacher, we should be careful, we should be conscious related to our behavior. Then another is enuresis. Another problem is enuresis. What is that? Enuresis is also another reason for behavioral difficulties. Can you say what is enuresis? Who can say what is enuresis? Anybody? What is enuresis?
No, sir.
Note it, note it. Enuresis means bed waiting, bed waiting. Enuresis means bed waiting. What is bed waiting? What is bed waiting? अरे बेड वेटिंग कौन? तभी जानना?
सर
हाँ कुआ.
आगे सर पिला माने परिस्रा करदबा.
सेजरे परिस्रा कर दो. At night they can wet the bed. This is a disease. Number of children, even if at the age of adulthood, they are also frequently lives with the bed waiting. Even if adulthood, ଯୁବକ ଅବସ୍ଥାରେ ମଧ୍ୟ କେତେ ଗୁଡ଼ିଏ ବେଡ୍ ୱେଟିଂ କରନ୍ତି. So when the child frequently does the bed waiting, that also cause irritation feelings in the mind, and for that these behavioral difficulties can be noticed with those type of children. For bed waiting, number of factors are related. What are those factors? Anybody? केही कहि परिबो कि कोन सब फैक्टर काम करे बेड वेटिंग पाई? Yes.
ସେମାନେ ଅଭ୍ୟାସ କରାଇବା ଉଠେଇକି
ନା ନା ଆମେ ତାଙ୍କର ରିଜିନ୍ ଟା कोन? को रीजन ରୁ କରନ୍ତି? ମୁଁ फैक्ट for which reason they are doing this? କାହିଁକି ସେ କରନ୍ତି ଏଭଳି?
ସାର୍ କେବେ ଡରିଲେ ନହେଲେ
ତା
ଅଧିକ
ସ୍ୱପ୍ନ
ଜୋରରେ
ଦେଖିକି।
କହିଦେଲେ।
It is first thing is right.
ସାର୍
Note it.
ସ୍ୱପ୍ନ ଦେଖ
Okay, you are right. Very good.
ସାର୍ ଜଣେ
So
ଜଣେ ବି
hereditary
ଅଭ୍ୟାସଗତ ଭାବରେ ବି କରିଦିଅନ୍ତି।
ଅଭ୍ୟାସଗତ ଭାବରେ
ସେମାନେ
yes.
କରିଦିଅନ୍ତି ଜାଣିକି ବି ଉଠନ୍ତିନି, ଶୋଇପଡିଥିବେ କିନ୍ତୁ ଚେଇଁଥିବେ କିନ୍ତୁ ଉଠିବେନି।
So number of factors are responsible for this. Out of some important factors are there. You may note it. Hereditary factor is very important factor. If the practice have the mother or father or grandfather or grandmother, anybody else, then automatically that shows with the children. Second factor is immaturity of the urinary system. If the urinary system is immature, then the children can go through bedwetting. Third one is small bladder. The bladder where the urine remains with stock. If that is very small, so it cannot control, automatically it causes bedwetting. Another factor is poor training. Poor training that you Pujarani told. Poor training. Suppose we cannot make practice of the maximum parents, when the child goes to the bed, they have to practice to use the toilet. Then after they allow the children to go to bed. This is one thing. Another thing is if the child have the bedwetting practice, then at midnight wake up and take to the toilet. Therefore, after doing such type of practice or practicing again and again, day by day, so automatically that habit will be reduced. So we have to give them proper training. ପିଲାବେଳୁ ଯଦି ଆମେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଟ୍ରେନିଂ ନ ଦେବା, ଅଭ୍ୟାସ ନ କରେଇବା, ତାହେଲେ ମଧ୍ୟ ସେ କରିବ. I am giving an example. Before joining as an assistant professor, I was a senior teacher educator in DIT Kotak at Narsingpur. In the campus, we kept a dog. Its name was Rani. ଯେତେବେଳେ ଛୋଟବେଳୁ ଆମେ ରଖିଲୁ, ଆମେ ଯୋଉ ରହୁଥାଉ ସେ କ୍ୟାମ୍ପସରେ ତା ଝାଡ଼ା ପରିଷ୍ଠା କରେ, ତାକୁ ଆମେ ପ୍ରିନ୍ସିପାଲ ସଫା କରିଛନ୍ତି ବହୁତ ଥର ଆମେ ଦେଖିଛୁ. After 2 or 3 months, ଯେତେବେଳେ ସେ ହୁସିଆର ବଡ଼ ହେଇଗଲା, ମୁଁ till my leaving of the institution, I have never seen that dog toilets inside the campus. ଗୋଟେ କୁକୁରଟେ ଜୀବଟେ. I have been noticed. Campus रे से टॉयलेट करे नहीं. Go outside of the gate. So it is training. Animal can become habitual. But କୁକୁର ଯଦି ଘରେ ଆମେ ରଖି ତାକୁ ସୁସ ଲାଗିଲା, ଝାଡ଼ା ଲାଗିଲା, ସେ ବହୁଛି. ତମମାନଙ୍କ ଅଭ୍ୟାସ ଏକ୍ସପିରିଏନ୍ସ ଥିବ, ପାଟି କରିବ ରାତିରେ ବି, ତାକୁ ଉଠେଇକି ନେବ ବାହାରୁ. So it is habit. Training should be given to the human child. So managing the child with the different activities, behavior is very important. Always, as a teacher, we should meet the parents, educate the parents first. If we will not educate the parents, what will happen? The children will do such type of act. Another reason is withdrawn behavior. Another reason is withdrawn behavior. Hello, again. Okay, sir. ଆପଣ थैंक यू सर ओके नहीं देई नाहंती देई देबे टिके व्हाट्सएप रे हम टिके हम आपन कॉल कर जी क्लास टा साथ देकी आगे so uh, withdrawal behavior is very important. Just I am reading a situation, you listen it. Very important is. Kiran began her life. Kiran is a child. Kiran is 6 years old. And Kiran is a girl child. बुझी पारछ ना सिचुएशन टा ओडिया रे कहबी जहा कुह मते सिचुएशन टा को इंग्लिश रे
सर
मु
बुझी
पढुची ओडिया
पारिबे
हां
बुझी
जहा
पारिबे
जदी
मझिरे
डिफिकल्ट
न
अछि
बुझिले पछारिबे
very good very good Kiran is a 6-year-old girl who lives in a family of 6 members that include her parents, grandparents, and an older sister, Jyoti. That means, how many members are there in Kiran's family? How many members? In Kiran's family?
6 members, sir.
6 members
6 members. Very good. And Kiran is of 6 years old. Kiran को 10 वर्ष 6 वर्ष. Kiran was born 3 years after Jyoti. Jyoti is the elder child and younger child is Kiran. Her grandmother refused to celebrate her birth because another girl was born. ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଝିଅ ହବାରୁ ତା ବାର୍ଥଡେ ଆଉ ପାଳନ ହେଲାନି. Even though her mother wanted to distribute sweets, the fear of her displeasing her mother-in-law stopped her from doing so. ମା ଚାହୁଁଥିଲା କିଛି ମିଠା ବାଣ୍ଟିବା ଜେଜେମା ମନା କରୁଛି ଯୋଡ଼ାଏ ଝିଅ ହେଲାଣି no distribution of sweet ହେଇପାରିଲାନି. This is how Kiran began her life. Now you think Kiran ଜନ୍ମ ଠାରୁ କୋଉ ଭଳି ପରିସ୍ଥିତି ଆସିଲା ଘରେ. Today she goes to a school in class 1. Now Kiran is in class 1. There are 35 other children in her class. In Kiran's class, how many children are there? Yes, 35. For the first few months, the teacher did not even take notice of Kiran because Kiran did not talk or make noise like most other children. ताको गुरुत्व दे पारु नथिले किरण को शिक्षक प्रथम के दिन काहे कि से अन्य पिला भली पाठन करथला. She sat quietly, did her work and watched other children play without running around them. The teacher then noticed that Kiran had no friends and she was on her own all the time. तेणु किरण रो किछि के संग नाहंती टीचर नोटिस कले किछि दिन परे से को संग से मिसा कला करूनी अन्य पिला खेला बेले ये आ काम करूछि. She found it a bit unusual as all other children were always with their friends during free time. The teacher felt that Kiran was lonely and she wanted to help her out. What can be the teacher do? ताले एई परिस्थिति रे शिक्षक कोन करिथिबे मन पकेला टिके कोन शिक्षक करथिबे सब पिला सहित ई मिसी पारुनी एकुटिया रहउची ताले कोन स्टेप नेबे टीचर एठी ना किछि टीचर करनथिबे. यस
ତାକୁ
ତାକୁ
ସାର୍
ଉତ୍ସାହିତ
ପଚାରିଲେ
କରିବେ
ସେ
ଅନ୍ୟ
କଣ ପାଇଁ ଚୁପ୍ କି ରହୁଛି କାହା ସହିତ ମିଶି ପାରୁନି.
ସେଥିପ୍ରତି ବୁଝିବେ
Okay.
ଆଗେ
very good very good. So first of all the teacher found out the reason why the child is showing certain behavior and keep the relationship with the family, meet the parents, take all sorts of data from the parents, friends, other neighbors. What is the family background and environment is there. Therefore, the child withdraw his or her behavior from other children or from different situations. Then after, certain care should be taken and certain training should be given to the child along with their parents. So attitude of the grandparents and parents' expectation of Kiran was two important factor for which reason now the child withdrawn shows the behavior withdrawn behavior and the child cannot mix with others. Another certain types children are there who are showing aggressive behavior. Aggressive behavior means what? अनको आक्रमणात्मक व्यवहार से देखिए. Always they are quarreling with other children. They cannot peace loving. शांति रे बसिबेनी करिबेनी का सहित का ना गोटे कोन झगड़ा करथिबे जुक्ति करथिबे. These children are known as aggressive behavior. So a teacher must have to avoid punishment to those children. जदि punishment दला ता व्यवहार को चेंज करि परिबोनी. Then always think when the child is living with non-aggressive moment, during that time tell a story to the child and sing a song and encourage the child to tell a story and to sing a song. Therefore the child will mix with the teacher and will mix with other friends gradually. So use concrete reward or a reinforcement for the child. Talk with the family members and why the child showing such type of behavior, that should be sorted out, talking with the parents. And the behavior at school and at home, this should be observed, and accordingly the training and the orientation should be rendered to the child indirectly. Another problem is stealing. Some students are there, they are very practiced in stealing. ताले हम कोन करिया चोरी करथे पिला बाडेबा तो जो पिला चोरी कला पिलार पेन
No, sir.
खाता आउ कोन करिया पूजा कोन करबा
ତାକୁ ଚୋରି ନ କରିବା
Without-
ପାଇଁ କହିବା.
कहले सुनिबो
ମାନେ କେମିତି ସାର୍ ମୁଁ କିଛି ବୁଝି ପାରୁନି, ଜାଣି ପାରୁନି କଣ କରିବା.
अच्छा
ତାକୁ
କିଏ?
ବୁଝେଇବା
ଆଉ କିଏ?
ସାର୍ ସେଗୁଡା ଖରାପ
हैं
ତାକୁ ବୁଝେଇବା ସାର୍ ସେଗୁଡା ଖରାପ କାମ କହିକି ତାକୁ ବୁଝେଇବା
अच्छा वेरी गुड बुझेबा सुन बढ़िया कथा बुझेबा तो निश्चित जदि हमें तार
ସେଟା
कारण ता
କେମିତି
जाइले तार
बुझेଇବା?
हां सुन गोटे परिस्थिति कहूची एमते अनेक परिस्थिति अछि मु कहूची गोटे एग्जांपल सपोज गोटे पिला चोरी करछि ता संग बैग रु पेन थिए चोरी करियार कारण थिबो कोन कारण हेई पारे ए परिस्थिति रे
ହଁ ହଁ ସାର୍ ସାର୍ ମୁଁ ବୁଝିପାଇଲି ଏଥର.
ତାର ପେନ୍ ନଥିବ
ତା पेन नथिबो घरे पैसा मागिथो पेन किनिया को बापा
ନା
पैसा
ନା
देई नथिबे
ପେନ୍ ଟା ସାର୍ ଆଟ୍ରାକ୍ଟିଭ ହେଇଥିବ, ଆଟ୍ରାକ୍ଟିଭ ପେନ୍ ଟା ହେଇଥିବ, ମାନେ ତା ପେନ୍ ଠାରୁ ତା ପେନ୍ ଟା ଭଲ
Yes.
ଲାଗୁଥିବ.
हाँ ये सब विभिन्न कारण थाई पारे सपोज मु खोजी के आज ए टीचर जाइली अरे हे तार पेन एबे किनिथिला 2 दिन तले सेटा हजेई देइछि पुणी घरे पैसा मागिछि बापा जोड़े चटकणी पकईछंती बापा पैसा देई ना तेनु से कोन करियो लेखिया पे सार नले बाडेबे आ तेनु से पेनटा चोरी के आनी कि ताठू लिखिछि आ मु ए कारणटा पाइली सेट इमीडिएट मु कोन करबी आज ए टीचर ताको जो दिचाटा ह पेन आग
ମାନେ
देई
ଏଟା ପ୍ୟାରେଣ୍ଟସ
ना ना से पेरेंट पाखो जीवा पूर्वरु ओ तू मते कहलुनु कि रे ने दीटा पेन ने ए दे ता पेन तू केडे सुंदर पेन ता पेन दे दे देखिबो से पिला तमर पूरा प्रिय होई जिवो आ 5-7 दिन जाके आउ टंगा 2 टंगा गोटा गोटे पेन दाउ दबो या तो कथा आ तोर पेन दरकार ना नाही सर आ चोरी करबो पेन चोरी बाबू एकुटिया बेले पु पिला आगे न नाही सर आ जम्मा चोरीबिनी तोर जते दरकार दे मते कहिबो एतक कर सारा पर बापा माँ को डाक बापा माँ को हटात डाकबनी गोटे टेक्निक कहली एमती अनेक टेक्निक अच्छी यू हैव टू अप्लाई सर्टन चिल्ड्रेन आर हाइपर एक्टिव मीन्स व्हाट पूरा रागी जीवे शॉर्ट टेम्पर जोगुड़ा सो गिव देम क्लियर इंस्ट्रक्शन बी पोलाइट बिफोर द स्टूडेंट गिव रिवार्ड डोंट गिव पनिशमेंट हेले से पिला ग्रेजुअली चेंज हो फियर्स एंड फोबिया देखियो गोटे पिला गुडाकर भारी भयालु किछि न करी से भय करूथिबे कुकुर भय करूथिबे बेंगू देखले भय करूथिबे झिंटिका देखले डरुथिबे अछना नै एमती पिला फियर फोबिया
यस सर.
so this is also a very important reason for behavioral difficulties so autism कथा कहबार समस्या जो पिलांकर थिबो से माने मध्य एभली समस्या के सम्मुखीन होई थांती. So as a teacher and parents we should be careful for the reasons of the children why the children are showing certain behavioral difficulties. So avoid telling them directly. केबे पिला को गाइड कला बेले एभली पिला को डायरेक्टली गाइड करिवनी तो या भूल करछ एमती करिवनी एमती कहबनी किछि प्रभाव पड़िवनी. ताको प्रथम कोन करिवो तार आवश्यकता पूर्ण कर दबो आउ सेकंड टाइम आवश्यक पूर्ण करिवो ता से तो फ्रेंडशिप करिवो मिसी तुम से भल पाइला परे ताको इनडायरेक्टली कहबो से पिलाटी जाइलु रे चंदन ए से जो मिलन नहीं गोटे कप भलिया कहबो मिलन से हरीर बैग रे थला 10 टका नै गला एटा भल कला चंदन नाही सर एटा भल कला नि सीता बैग नै गला सर मु पुरा हेदन ता पेन आनिथिली रे मु का सर आनिबिनी देखिबो negative माने indirectly I gave the example but he will realize and recall sir I committed the mistake but I never. If you put it directly at the beginning then it will be useless valueless किछि मूल्य रहबनी उल्टी तार चोरीरा बढ़ी जो. So this is all about the behavioral difficulties. Another very important unit is 10 children with visual impairment. Listen attentively and remember it. First of all, when we think about visual impairment, we should know blind and low vision children are under this category. Now, who is a blind person? Can you say who is a blind person?
ଯିଏ ଦେଖି ପାରୁନାହାନ୍ତି.
Yes. Who cannot see? Who cannot see is a blind person. Legally, we can say a blind person is he who has a visual acuity of 20/200 or less in the better eye. जदि 200 फुट दूर से देखि परिबा कथा 20 फुट दूर से देखि पारुची बा ठीक रे देखि पारु नाही ताहाले मध्ये हमें सेटा कहबा लीगली ब्लाइंड बोली कहबा. लीगली मध्ये से ब्लाइंड देखिबो बहुत पिला माने ब्लाइंड डेली लेटर यूज करी पाठ पढंती नॉर्मल बही पढी पारंतीनी किंतु से टिके टिके दम देखा होथो चाली पारिबे बेले बेले. ओके सो fully blind children are there, partially blind children are there, so children with low vision are also with us. When we think about those type of children, number of symptoms are there. As a teacher, we should find out the difficulties of the children from the symptoms. But now children rubs the eyes excessively. सदा बळे आखि की मखोस्तिबे एमती मखोस्तिबा आछि देखिबो से पिलार किछि आई विजनर प्रॉब्लम अछि बोलते मैं फाइंड आउट करू. इट इज ए सिम्पटम्स. फ्रीक्वेंटली शॉर्ट्स और कवर्स वन आई गोटा को बंद करथिबे पुनी खोलथिबे मिट करथिबे. देन देयर इज ए पेन इन द फोरहेड. ता फोरहेड रे मध्ये पेन आसुथिबो विजन प्रॉब्लम है. They feel difficulty in reading and also working. The children blinks more than usual. Blinks अर्थ कोन हम जो आखि पलक पकोचे पता पकोचे नॉर्मल टू अधिक पकांती जो मानकर विजन प्रॉब्लम थाए. The children becomes irritable when doing close work and complains to pain. बोले जेते क्लोज वर्क करिवे लेखा पढ़ा करिवे बही पढ़िवे मुंड बिंधा होची आखि बिंदुची पेन होची आखि रे सब कंप्लेन करिवे. ओके they can hold the book very close to the eyes empty धरि कि पढुथेबे. Distance things cannot see clearly. They can confuse the letter. C ता तांको अन्य गोटे लेटर भला लाग देखा जाउथबो सेमति P ता तांको अन्य गोटे लेटर भला देखा जाउथबो. Okay, so these are the number of symptoms. After observing all the symptoms, as a teacher we have to notice and find out the visionary problem of our students. So what effect lays on our children due to visual problem? माने दृष्टि शक्ति बाधक होबार कोन खराब प्रभाव पिला ऊपर पड़े. कोन सब प्रभाव पड़े language development रे एटा बाधक सृष्टि हुए. It creates hindrance in development of language, because a normal child who looks the book, letter, reads frequently and thoroughly, so can develop the language easily, because frequently he reads different types of books, magazines, pamphlets, signboards, different types of write-offs, so that gradually it will help the child how to develop the linguistic skill. Another is cognitive development. Automatically, cognitive development also hampers due to visual problem. So cannot actively participate in different activities. Cognitive means mental, by mind. It relates to your mind. How can the mind be developed? If the child will involve himself or herself in different activities, in different programs. ମୁଁ ଯଦି ବିଭିନ୍ନ କାମରେ ରହିଲି, ଏବେ ଲାଷ୍ଟ ମାସେ ହେଲାଣି, for your kind information, I am busy with the online classes of IGNO programs. IGNO second year ହେଲା, first year ପଢେଇଲି, ତମମାନଙ୍କୁ ପଢଉଛି, ଆମ ଆରସି ଅନୁଗୁଳରେ ଏମଏ ପିଲାଙ୍କୁ ପଢେଇବି, ପଢାଏ, ଏପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ମୋ କ୍ଲାସ୍ ପଢିନି, ବିଏ ପିଲାଙ୍କର 5ଟା କ୍ଲାସ୍ ସରିଲାଣି, ଆଜି ଆହୁରି ଗୋଟେ କ୍ଲାସ୍ ଅଛି, ବିଡି ପିଲାଙ୍କର. So every day, so what I am doing here? General ମୋ କଲେଜରେ ବି ପିଲାଙ୍କୁ 2 3ଟା 4ଟା 2ଟା କ୍ଲାସ୍ ପଢୁଛି, ତାକୁ ବି ପଢଉଛି. So in addition to that, I am preferring reading books, sitting before the laptop and having interaction with you from 5 to 9 p.m. every day. So how can I do? If you think this work with a visually impaired child, can he do everything regularly? No, cannot. So what hampers? Due to this, intellectual development cannot proceed as usual a normal child or normal individual. So intellectual cognitive development should be hampered. Physical and motor development also neglects due to vision problem. Okay. And social adjustment and emotional development also hampers due to vision problem. So these are the demerits, how the child affects in her life in the development factor. Therefore, it is the duty of the teacher and the parents and the resource persons who are working for the CWSN children, but to render assistance or help to the children, how to they learn, how to develop emotionally, how to develop cognitively, how to develop intellectually, how their language can be developed. So what should we do? They have to be trained with the Braille letters. Braille letters. Through Braille letters they can read, they can write, they can know everything like a normal child. Touch objects. Touching the objects, they can act. They can use mobile also. Touching mobile, they can send message. They can read your message. What message you send is they can read and know and understand. Listen to sounds, radio, tape recorders, TV sounds, laptop sounds, different audio is very useful. They can smell things. They can understand you, know you. Even if they cannot see, but they can know you. Hey, Amanko, you are here. Okay, okay. Test food items. These are the ways how to help the children. Then developing relationship. Relationship means what? We should not neglect the children. We should behave like a normal children, like our friend. Be sympathetic, and show empathy towards those type of impaired children. Therefore, they can living a normal life. Helping the child to speak. How the child can speak? Cannot read, but we have to listen. We have to speak. They can listen. After listening, they can speak. So most of time, sound system should be used, and speaking organize the activities of speaking activity, listening activities, so that after listening they can able to speak. Helping the child to learn about the surroundings. What are around the child is? What's तुम फिल्म रे देखिथिबो किछि गुंडा माने अटैक कला बेले किछि ब्लाइंड से माने अभ्यस्त हो जाती फाइट करिया रे मध्य लिसनिंग द साउंड and observing the situation, their surrounding, they can attack the enemies and got success. देखिन नहीं फिल्म रे सब कथा ना देखिन हैं अरे सीरियल बा
ଦେଖିଛୁ
फिल्म रे
ସାର୍।
देखिन हां एरा सत ना मिछ जा देखिछ अरे सत ना मिछ
କହିଥିବ ତାଙ୍କୁ ସେମିତି ଟ୍ରେନିଂ ଦିଆହେଲେ ସେମାନେ ବି ସେମିତି
कौन भाबुछ मिछ no it is true if one make it practice able to do okay so the child spontaneously respond to the sound the child respond to the very slow sound immediately the blind child if the habit will be formed encourage the family members to behave as like a normal child of that visual impaired child not neglect the child take care the child always take the child outside of the room outside of the home mix with the other people know about the other people okay so helping the child to be mobile helping the child to be mobile कौन किए कहि परिवार अर्थ helping the child to be mobile means what आमे सब मोबाइल फोन रखिछे ना रखिने
आज्ञा
आई तक मोबाइल फोन कहिचे कि आमे फोन कहितले न हंता अगर तो लैंडलाइन थिला फोन तक हम कहतले टेलीफोन कहतले तले आकु के मोबाइल फोन कहले हैं yes it can easily transfer from place to place therefore it is mobile it is phone but it is mobile मु एठी बसछि फोन आसला नै कि दांड द्वारा अछि फोन एक दबा तुम फोन आछ it is mobile immediately easily it can transfer this place to that place to that place mobile unit are there medical practice हो मोबाइल गुली मोबाइल टेस्ट जो कोविड टेस्टिंग चला से बेले मोबाइल यूनिट so move this place to that place and render the service and support that is mobile so helping the child to be mobile means to move to walk to go one place to another place so as a parents as a teacher we should give them support like using stick or other activities hello okay then it is going to 7 so I am in another class online class okay so tomorrow okay tomorrow you will join in time okay only 10 minutes last only more okay thank you okay so you have to help the child to move then another is teaching the child to take care of herself or himself so it is very important always we are neglecting the children helping them you have to help the child how to do his or her own duty how to take a bath how to change the clothes how to use the toilet how to brush how to take food and drink so they can do their own duty own work help the children for that then after it will be success for the child how to maintain his or her life this is all about unit 10 this is all about unit 10 and visual impairment children now tell me how many units are there in this paper ए पेपर रे केतुटा यूनिट तमर अछि जानि छ तो how many units କିଏ କହିପାରିବ?
3 units sir.
How many units?
3 sir.
3 units.